sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it. And I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great.
Welcome to the One Pride Podcast. We talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. We got Bryce in the building, Chrome, Weston Lions, No Miss J, Aidan, Kinner. Man, we got, 9 drinks in the building. Matt Beadle. Let's go, John Ball. And I got my guest here, Mark Orem from Orem's Forum. What's going on, Mark?
Hey, what's going on, Mikey? How's it going, everybody out in the chat, man? Detroit Lions, let's go!
Let's go, man. Super excited for this show here. Now, don't know if there's going to be breaking news about potential 8th seed that's occurring. That's a rumor floating around right now because the Bengals and Bills game. We're going to see that. You said the press conference is going to happen right now, Mark?
It's supposed to happen at 4 o'clock. I don't know if NFL Network's doing it. I'm assuming it's NFL Network, but I'm all over my phone. I haven't seen nothing yet, man, but it's all you do is see it. You go to any sports station right now, man, on Facebook, Twitter, and they're waiting for some type of announcement. So
I'm here too. I got the NFL Network on right now, and nothing has popped up. So if something happens, we will bring it right to you. You're not going to miss it here. I'll definitely bring that bad boy up. People want to know currently if it's the 7th seed for the Lions to make the playoffs. Seattle must lose, and then the Lions win. But if there's an 8th seeded added, doesn't matter what Seattle does, win, and you're in. Right, Mark?
Yeah. Apparently we can win, and we're in. It doesn't matter what the Seattle Rams outcome is. It'll be, I think, more implications for Seattle than it will be us because if Green Bay wins, I think no matter what they're in. So, you know what? I'm still a little bit confused on it. I just know we need to win. We need to win the football game, and I think that's all that matters right now. And we have a shot. So let's see what happens at 4 o'clock with this presser. Who knows?
You play to win the game. That's what you got to do. We want to make the playoffs, and I'll back in.
Playoffs? Talk about playoffs?
I'm okay backing in. I'm okay backing. I don't care. Get in.
I don't care, man. Get in, and I'm happy, man. In like sin for sure. Just a little update on my channel. Tomorrow I'll be dropping the video of Brandon Perna and myself collabing together from That's Good Sports. Yeah. And I'm going to be on Woodward at 6:10 p.m. I think that's the time I'll be on there. So if you want to check that out, for sure. 8th seed added. What's going on? Potential has not been announced yet. That's the rumor floating around. I don't know how it would be, like where would you play and all that stuff, because it just is what it is. But the injury report came out. Nothing crazy at all. Frank Ragnow, he didn't practice, but he's going to be playing. Jace Kabinda practice. Deshaun Elliott practice. Yes, Deshaun Elliott, Mark, he's huge.
Yeah, that's a really good addition there because, I think they seem to play a little bit of a different game with Deshaun out. So we need the big fellow in there at safety. He's that more physical presence. Man, he puts the fear into some people there. And I think they play a little bit. I tend to see them backing off a little bit without Deshaun in there. So not that Kirby Joseph and guys like C.J. Moore and Melifonu, who actually stepped up last week, was really nice. But to see Deshaun in there, Deshaun Elliott, man, that's really nice. He's a physical and a vet presence. We need him there.
Again, if you're waiting for that press conference, you're not going to miss anything here. I got the breaking news at the very bottom. I got NFL Network up right here, and I got my Twitter feed up. So if something happens, you're going to hear it here first. Don't worry about it. So we're going to just talk about the Packers and Lions game. And as soon as it happens, as soon as we know anything, whether it's for or against, we will definitely let you know immediately. I mean, perfect time for us to start the show and when this to happen. Mark Orem, how should the Lions defense approach the Packers offense? What do they need to do for the Detroit Lions to win this game?
Well, what they're going to need to do, they're going to need to stop that running game, I think, first and foremost. Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon wears down dudes, man. He wears down defense. He's a big boy. Almost looks like a linebacker out there, kind of in the same mold as a Derrick Henry. Not the same type of talent, but, he's that same mold. He's a big running back that's going to wear you down. And then they'll hit Aaron Jones on those little swing passes every now and then. Throw them on those off tackles, those off ends, and to get that running game going. And then that opens up things for Aaron Rodgers. And, we don't want that because, last time we played this group, the Packers were reeling a little bit. They had some wide receiver issues. It seems like they've kind of gotten a little bit better. Rodgers has gotten better. The team itself has gotten better. So defensively, you're going to have to stop that running game first and foremost and kind of hope and pray that Christian Watson, guys like Romeo Doubs, don't really hurt you in that aerial attack because they got some weapons over there. Even though they haven't had a great season, they're still dangerous, and it's 8-20 at Lambeau with playoff implications on the line. So we need to stop that running game first and foremost for sure.
Blow up the comment section with hashtag FGBs. Why? Because it's a big game on Sunday, and we love that hashtag in here. Let's spam the comment section with hashtag FGB. For me, defensively, the Detroit Lions need to stop Aaron Jones. They got a really good running attack over there, and the Lions' defense has not done well as of late regarding stopping the run. It's going to be cold in Lambeau Field. The Detroit Lions, they should be knowing that they're going to be handing the football off quite a bit. And honestly, Aaron Rodgers, he's a massive name. We've been dealing with this guy for multiple years, but they run heavily now. They definitely use him as one of their main weapons. For us in the Detroit Lions defensive line, they got to get in there and stop him. Focus on stopping the run, stopping the run. I know it sounds crazy to say, have Green Bay pass it, because generally that's what they do and they kill you. But in this game, let's force them to pass it a little bit. Let's do that. Let's force Aaron Rodgers to pass it. He's not as mobile as he's been in years past. He's still a really good passer of the football. But, man, when they get that running game going, it's hard. It's hard to stop the Packers, Mark.
Yeah, it's all about rhythm with that team. You know what I mean? It's all about rhythm with Aaron Rodgers. If he gets that running game going, he becomes even more deadlier in that aerial attack, And they didn't have Christian Watson going back when we played him. So, that kid's a little bit banged up. I think he's missed. I think he did miss the last game, too, with an injury, but they still won. But they got some weapons over there, and we just don't want them to get into a rhythm. If they get the running game going, that means the passing game is going to get going. So, you got to shut down Aaron Jones. You got to shut down A.J. Dillon, like we said earlier. And you got to start hitting Aaron Rodgers, man. You can't have that guy walking around with that smirk on his face like he does all game. If he's smirking, they're probably winning. So we need to wipe that smirk off his face, man, and have him throwing his arms up in the air, having him getting upset at his own wide receivers, hit him, throw him off course, and then that's the keys to success right there.
The Lions also got to do a good job against Christian Watson. That's their wide receiver, rookie wide receiver, and as of late, he's been really good. Aaron Rodgers is targeting him quite a bit. So who are they going to match up with Christian Watson? I don't know. Initially, just a couple weeks ago, you think, it's got to be Jeffrey Okudah. But with him kind of losing playing time and benching, rumors around there will be Mike Hughes, will be Jerry Jacobs. That's going to be fundamental for the Lions defense, because if they just let him roam the field, it's going to be difficult. And it's going to have to be a game where we're just putting up points there, Mark.
Yeah, I have a feeling it might be one of those games. Regardless, it might be one of those, first 1 to 50 wins. It just kind of feels like it might be that game. I'm just hoping our offense can click on the road. I'm a little bit nervous about it. I know we've got a great offense all year, but we've been a little bit different on the road, man. That's my main concern, man, playing on the road. The offense itself, and I'm not just blaming any one individual, so, let's not get into that right now. But the offense kind of turns, I don't want to say they go into a shell, but they kind of do a little bit, man. They don't play as strong on the road, and they need to do that. And I'm not sure if you want to go back and forth with Aaron Rodgers, even though they don't have that offense they've had over the years. but they got some kids that are going to burn you, man. So you have to be really careful. And then, like you said, with the Okudah thing, him being benched, and then Dan Campbell coming out the next day saying, well, hey, man, we need to get Mike Hughes in there. That kind of tells me that they're kind of catering a little bit more to Mike Hughes. I'm not sure what's going on with Jeff, man. He's had an up and down season. He's been awesome. He's been great. He's been terrible. He's been mediocre. So, I think in the long run, it's a big evaluation year for Okudah, but we need the best Jeff Okudah on Sunday night, 100%.
What's up, Pierre Jefferson in the building, Commanders fan. Actually, we always play the Packers strong. I think in the NFC North, we give them the most hell. We're always splitting with the Packers. I don't know what goes on, but last year we beat them. This year we already beat them. Honestly, Green Bay Packers own the Vikings and they own the Bears, but even when we suck, we still fight them hard. It's always been like that, Mark. They're not trouncing us like you'd think.
Yeah, man. It's the black and blue division. This has been one of the toughest divisions in years. Even when like all four teams were bad at once at one time, or just the Lions being bad and the Bears being bad, it's like they show up for these games. It's like we could be playing the 1 seed, the best team in the division, and we're the fourth worst team in the NFC North, and we're going to play the Green Bay Packers right to the finish. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it's been for years since I was a kid. I don't ever remember recalling, I'm sure it was a few times, but ever getting our butts kicked really, really bad. Obviously it's happened, but these black and blue division games, man, they're the real deal, and it's a fight to the finish.
Always a fight to the finish. Now let's go ahead and talk about the Detroit Lions offense versus Green Bay Packers defense. They got a decent defense. I tell you what, they do a lot of turnovers, and they're 6th in the NFL in turnovers right now. They're 8th in the NFL, and we're 6th in the NFL in turnovers. So really close. They score a lot of points. Tua, 3 interceptions. Kirk Cousins, interceptions. That's how they're getting their points. So for the Lions offense, for me, it's real simple. Don't turn the football over. Lions are 1-7 when we turn the football over 1 or more times this season, and we have not lost a game when we don't turn the football over. So don't Jamal Williams fumble the football. Jared Goff continue to do what you are doing, and the Lions have an opportunity here. So play fundamental sound football regarding the turnovers, and I think the Lions got to stay aggressive, because the Green Bay Packers, we all know, is a team that can strike really quick. They can go down. If they're down by 4 points, they can easily score a touchdown in a minute. That's just the way that the Packers are. We've seen it 100 times. So I think the Lions got to keep the pedal on the metal from quarter 1 to quarter 4. So if we have a lead in the fourth quarter, don't get conservative.
Yeah, I don't think they need to get conservative. If it's not broke, it doesn't need, don't fix it. So our offense isn't broke whatsoever. Just keep doing what you're doing. Play good, sound football. Like you said, Goff's been good with securing the ball. He's had that turnover. He's had 1 turnover in 7-8 games. If because the Frank Ragnow missed snap to him, it goes to Goff. But it seemed like it was a Ragnow blunder. But that doesn't matter. He hasn't thrown picks. He's been really safe with the ball. He's gotten lucky a few times not getting picked off, but that's okay. That's the way the ball bounces, and that's the way the NFL goes. Just be safe with the ball. Don't fumble. Do what you're doing. And I think we should put points on against them. They got some guys that can ball out, man, on defense. They have a pretty good secondary. Jair Alexander is one of the best corners in the NFL. So it's going to be interesting to see who he locks up on Sunday. They just need to be careful, man. Goff's been here before. This is not like Goff has been, this is nothing new to Jared Goff. So, obviously you're going to have butterflies because it doesn't matter who you are. You're always going to have butterflies when you play a sporting event. I do, even when I'm not even making money doing it. So it's just, it's something that's going to happen. But Goff has been there. There's been some guys in that room that haven't been there, obviously, for Detroit. I'm talking, this is all kind of new right now. So Goff's going to have to take over and make a speech, talk about, his past in LA, man, and what they kind of did over there. And, everything should be okay. Just don't get cute, man. Like, you don't need to be all tricky and all weird and stuff like that. We like to do now and then, but just don't get too cute, man. Just play the football you've been playing all year, and I think it's going to work out for the Lions in the end.
Another thing about the Packers, they got really good special teams. So
Mhm.
let's not kick them the football directly. I think we used to do this a long time ago. I'd rather kick into Lake Michigan. So I mean that's what they did this past game. They had a kick return for a touchdown. They're good on special teams. You know, last year they were terrible, and they're much better this year in special teams. That's something to also, you know, watch for in this game. Folks, we got 152 in the building. Let's get to 50 likes, 50 likes. If we can get it done, that would be fan-effing-tastic. DeAndre Swift, Jamal Williams, I want to see these guys run in this game. I want them to be effective. And let's stay running the football from beginning to end. We've seen it last week. When you stay with the run game, at some point it does break out. And that's what Jamal Williams did with that 50-yard run, and DeAndre Swift with that like 30-yard run. I think the Lions have an opportunity to get it on the ground game, stay with the run, stick with it, even if it's unsuccessful in the first half. Just keep pounding the rock, Mark.
Yeah, that's what you have to do in a football game anyways, right, Mike? We all know that. You know, you got to establish some type of running game, even if it's not working. You can't just go away from it. And we've actually seen Ben Johnson in the past. You know, he kind of pulls that little itchy trigger finger. He gets a little bit nervous. And he starts getting Jared Goff to go those 5-step drop backs, you know, dropping back a little bit too much, trying to go deep. You know, we can't really afford to do that with this team. So they have a really good secondary, like we talked about. They got some interceptions. You know, they're a good turnover team, like you talked about as well, too. So pound the rock, man. Get Jamal going. It's against his former team. He's probably hyped, beyond hyped. DeAndre Swift, he looked fresh as a daisy last week. He confuses the hell out of me, though, man. So he confuses me, man. 1 week he'll look great, and then the next week he'll look terrible. But last week he looked great. Let's hope that continues. And we'd like to see him going. We'd like to see Jamal going. And, you know, and if it's not going like you said, don't stop with it. But, you know, and you can always use those short passes as an extension to the running game, too. So, you know, just do what you've been doing all year, man, and everything should be good.
Philip, see, we have not heard it yet. It's the rumor going around that they may add an 8th seed. It's not official yet. If something breaks while we're live, I'm definitely going to let you know. I got NFL Network on here. I got my updates right here just in case, and you see the ticker at the very bottom. So you'll know if it does happen while we are live on this show. Mark?
Yeah, sorry, Mike. They did cancel, though. They are not going to resume that Cincinnati Bengals Buffalo Bills game, though. That's not getting replayed. So that game is canceled. So according to the rule, there's a possibility that 8 seed's coming. Now I don't know, man. Since it's just the AFC, is that going to happen with the NFC? Because now there's a rumor out there saying that 97 won the ticket is saying that okay, it might be with the AFC, but does that mean it's going to happen with the NFC? So your guess is as good as mine right now. There still hasn't been no breaking news on it, but for sure that Bengals-Bills game that was canceled is permanently canceled. So
he says they're talking about it live on NFL, or they're talking about it now, NFL Live. Yeah, I got the NFL Network on here. I have not heard anything official yet. But if something does happen, yay or nay, any definitive information, I will absolutely let you know. That's why you're seeing my eyes move left and right a lot, because I got 2 screens on here waiting for it. Mark, go ahead.
I'm looking up. So.
Okay, so let's talk about X Factor in this game, Mark Oram. When you look at it, Lions, Sunday Night Football, Packers, what is your X Factor for this game? Let me know in the comment section your guys' X Factor.
Man, my X factor for this game. My X factor is the offense. Our offense, man. If they can keep up, you know, we have, and it's not that we can't keep up. It's not that I don't think we can. We've actually showed through 17 weeks of football, 16 weeks of football, where we're at right now, that we can keep up with anybody in the NFL. It's just that I'm a little bit worried about this game because it's a road game. This offense has been a little bit different. The whole team plays a little bit differently on the road, especially the offense, man. The offense has really, you know, taken a backseat, I think. over the course of the season. Jared Goff plays a little bit different. The running game is different. The O-line, everybody plays differently, man. They need to play this game like, I know it's easy to say from sitting behind and in my nice cozy podcast chair, but they need to kind of play this game like they're at a home game, man. And I know that's next to impossible to do, but that's how they're going to have to kind of approach this game because they just play a different game, Mike, on the road. I think the whole team is differently, man. So I think the X factor is being on the road. I think being on the road has hurt them all year. They've gotten some good wins, yes, over the course of the season on the road, but they just seem to play a different game, especially on offense, man. And it makes me a little bit nervous.
Bryce won it right there. Hold on, I got to send another link out. He said the X factor for the game is Jameson Williams getting him involved, and I concur with that. I think we got to get him involved. We've seen what he can do. Give this man the freaking football. Give him the football. He can do 40 yards. We've seen it, and that's hashtag fact. So I want to see Jameson Williams get involved. I want to see this guy do his thing on the field, and I want to see the Detroit Lions use him more. Use him. It is due. Oh, hold on. Don't hit that. God. Hold on one second.
This is what I'm hearing now. Mike. Want to hear it?
Yeah.
Some guy put in the Lions group. It's the Bills having a presser at 4:30 Eastern, not the NFL. However, an NFL spokesperson is having a presser over the phone. So there's a presser over the phone going on in the NFL, but the Buffalo Bills are having a presser. So it's obviously about DeMar Hamlin, and he's been getting better too. So, vibes up to that kid. He's a kid's strong as hell, and he's been showing signs of life. So that's good there. But no real talk about if there's going to be an extension on an 8 seed. So who knows, man? Who knows?
All right. So I was sending out a link to Ant-Man. So I'm waiting for Ant-Man to get in here as well. Get him in the game, and we can talk some football. Yeah. So if anything does happen while we're alive, you're going to hear it. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but if it does, you'll know. No stupid mistakes, straight on smash mouth football. So, Ant-Man, what's up, man?
Hey, Mike. Hey, Mark. How we doing?
Thoughts on a potential 8th seed?
It's intriguing, isn't it? It would be nice just for us to at least be able to have a shot at getting to the playoffs. It would suck big time if the Seattle Seahawks were able to win and deny us that chance. So here's hoping. I mean, if it doesn't happen, fine, but it does make you feel a little excited, doesn't it? Maybe the gods are in our favor for a change.
Yeah, definitely. Things are never really in our favor. It's the equivalent of walking outside and stumbling a pot of gold. So hopefully that'd be really nice if it happened. That'd be absolutely. That means if Seattle wins, it doesn't really affect the Lions. But if Seattle loses, I believe that automatically is it Green Bay then in? I believe so. I think if Seattle was to lose, then Green Bay's already in, and they could rest their players.
You think they would? You think they would though?
I think they'd probably give them a first half, Aaron Rodgers and everybody, and then they'd probably rest. That's what they did last year with the Lions and Packers game. That's exactly what they did. Or was it like 2 drives they gave it to them and then? I'm
just wondering though, man, if they would try to stop us from trying to get in there though. You know what I mean? That would be because if I
tell you what, if I was in the playoffs, I wouldn't care. Right. I would want to rest personally. I'd rest some of my players. Like, okay, I don't want Jared Goff to get hurt. I don't want this guy to get hurt. That's what I would do. What would you do, Mark? What would you do, Ant-Man, on this one? Say you're automatically in the playoffs. Would you want to rest some of your guys? Ant?
Yeah, I probably would want to rest some of my guys, man. But you know what? I don't want the Packers in the playoffs. I know it's a risk. Yeah. It's a risk playing those guys. I get it. You want to rest your guys. You're guaranteed a playoff spot. But I don't think anybody wants the Packers in there, man. It's just one of those teams that you don't want in there. I'm on the fence with it. I would for sure, as a coach, I would literally talk to my players about this. I'd be like, what do you guys really want to do? It's like, what do you guys want to do? I'm thinking this. I'm thinking that. I'm thinking maybe we'll play for a couple quarters. What do you guys want to do, man? I really don't want the Green Bay Packers in there. If you guys want to play this 4 quarters, let's go. Let's go out there and kick some butt. If not, we're going to rest some guys. So I would kind of go to my players and I would just get their kind of feel for it, man, and then I'd make my decision on my own on it.
What do you think, Ant-Man?
I don't want that to be the case. I don't want the Packers to be in the playoffs already. I don't want to get in the playoffs through the back door if they're resting players and starters. That's not the way to go. I want to get in the playoffs, and I want to feel like I've earned the right to be there. And the only way we can do that is by going to Lambeau Field and beating them and knocking them out the playoffs at the same time. That is what I want to do to be able to earn a playoff spot. I would hate it if the Packers got in and then rested all their players against us. I don't care if it gets us into the playoffs. I want to earn my way in there.
I feel like I'm the only backdoor guy, man. And I tell you what, I'm very conservative in the bedroom, but I'm all about the back door in this bad boy. So I'm not gonna lie, man. Like I don't care about this. Got to play hard, all this stuff. I just want to get in. Let's say we made the playoffs, boys. We made the playoffs.
I'm risking it all in the bedroom. I'm risking it all.
Mike just wants to get in any way possible. Any entrance, Mike's in.
Any opening, I'm in for, man. If you're breathing, we good. Hashtag backdoor. Put that in the comment section right there.
Hey-o.
Let's do score. Let's do some score predictions really quick. I'll give this one to Mark early. Give me your score prediction, who wins, and all of that lovely stuff.
And I think the Lions are going there, man. They're going to shock the world. Not too many people are picking the Detroit Lions to win this football game. If you go out and you look at all the, the experts on NFL Network, on ESPN, a lot of da-da-da. I'm taking the Detroit Lions. We're going to go there. We're going to beat them. I think it's going to be a really good football game. So I'm going to say 28-26, Detroit Football Lions.
All right, I got my guy, Ant-Man. Give me your prediction. Then we're going to go to the mailbag segment, answer anybody's question for 30 minutes. Ant-Man, prediction for the game.
37-27 Lions. I think this is our time. I think that our offense is set up in just the right way to be able to go there and beat them. And I think the defense, for 8 of the last 9 weeks, it's shown up pretty well. It's been really good against the run. You shut this run game down, you hurt them. If you get them behind early, they struggle to play from behind. And I think that we are going to shock the world. Just like Mark said, I don't think anyone's ready for us. And I think they're going to completely and utterly underestimate us. This is going to be, they're acting like Michigan were last week, and they're going to get a very rude awakening.
We got in the comment section 27-24 Lions by Edward. Lions win 31-14, 38-12 Lions. 24-21 to seal the season. Weston, 27-24 Lions, 31-27 Lions. Poor Mike Phillips. 28-24 Lions, 31-13 Lions, 34-21 Lions. My heart says Lions, 27-24. My head says Green Bay, 27-24. 33-24 Lions. I'm going to go ahead and go Detroit Lions, 27-24. I think that seems like a close game right there. I do believe the Lions are going to fight hard. Like you're saying, this team literally, we've been kind of like knocked down. Like, everything's Aaron Rodgers. They're playing cocky. They think they're the best in the world. And we're just sitting back just like, okay. We're not even close to being favored in this game. Everybody's kind of giving us issues. So I think the Detroit Lions win. And we're definitely getting that thing. We're definitely. Let's see. Let's go ahead and get to the mailbag segment. So if you got questions, we potentially, who knows, maybe have some answers. Do hashtag something with the hashtag I get your question answered. And that's how we get there. Here we go. All right, man. I love it. Rachel in there. She says 41-17 Leos. All right, a lot of Lions fans, they're thinking we're going to get this win, man. I tell you what, if that 8th seed happens and the Lions win, if that 8th seed happens, I'm real happy. And I don't have to worry about what the Seahawks do. I don't want to be worried about it. I just want to be, motivated for my team to go in there and win the game. What possession do you most want the Rams pick, the first-round pick? A defensive tackle. That's what I really want. I think Brian Bresee would be a good selection if we're sitting at 6. I really just want to finish this defensive line personally. That is me. You put him on this defensive line, it's going to be much improved, and it's going to help out the rest. What about you, Ant-Man, and then Mark?
I'm taking the other Clemson lineman. I take Miles Murphy. He's in the mold of what we like here in Detroit. Guys who can play a little bit across the line in different looks, and his upside is insanely good. But yeah, it'd be defensive line. That's literally the only thing I'm considering now. We're in sort of purgatory otherwise at 6.
Mark?
Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of hoping for somehow a Jalen Carter drop, but I don't see it happening. If we stay at 6 or 7, wherever we're at right now, I think we're at 6. But if we go a little higher, I think we have a chance. But if we don't get Carter, man, I'm on the same boat as Ant-Man. I love Miles Murphy. I think that kid's gonna be special, and he'd be the type of guy that Rod Holmes and Dan Campbell love. Man, he can play the run exceptionally well too for a defensive end. So I really like him, and he has some giddy up to the quarterback too. So a D line for sure, man, for sure though, a D lineman 100%.
Motown Mufasa, who wins the line of scrimmage? I think the Lions win the line of scrimmage. Their offensive line's really good. I think we're a better defensive line, even though they got some players out there. But James Houston and Aidan Hutchinson, they got more sacks than half the Packers' defensive line. So I'll give it to them there. The stopping the run, though, is a little bit different. If you guys got question, go ahead and let me know. Put it in the comment section. If I miss it, just repost it. I'm going to miss it. There's a lot of you in here. That is #facts. #FGB, would you be opposed to trading down from 6? Absolutely not opposed to it. I'm all about trading down. What about you guys? Just yes or no? Would you do it?
Yeah, I definitely.
Scenario right now.
Yeah, I'm all good with trading down. Yeah.
Psycho Billy Demon, should we draft another defensive or offensive weapon? This one, I know we need a lot of defense, but it's hard not to look at and say, man, how about you get that running back early for the Lions offense and finish the run game? That's a possibility. What do you guys think? Mark, then.
Yeah, for sure, man. You have to go look at these contracts too of these guys. So some of these running backs aren't coming back. There's a possibility. We got these wide receivers on 1 or 2 1-year deals coming up too as well. So I have no problem going after another offensive weapon somewhere, and I fully trust Holmes to do that.
What about you,
Yeah, I'd 100% take another offensive weapon. My dream scenario right now is that you trade down for another first. I take my pair of corners. I take my wide receiver with it. If I can get Quentin Johnston, I will. If not, screw it. I will take by Bijan. I don't care about the whole you don't take a running back in the first round. He is a legitimate generational talent who will fit this offense to a T. I will take him or Johnston in a heartbeat.
Packers have been top half of least penalized team for 13 straight years. Odds of them happening are 1 in 8, 100. I'm so afraid that the referees in this game. Any thoughts? I'm with you, man. How are you not afraid of referee bias? It happens all the time to our team. It just absolutely sucks, man. God, it sucks.
Yeah.
#FGB, what happens if the Rams and Seattle ties? I don't know what happens there. Does anybody know that one?
Well, we don't have the tiebreaker for Seattle, so it would come down to us in Green Bay is my guess. We'd have to beat Green Bay. That's basically it, right? Because we don't have the tiebreaker no matter what over Seattle. So
yeah, we've got to do better than Seattle.
No, let's talk about if they tied. Like if they tied the Rams and Seattle Seahawks, the game was a tie. How would that work out? I don't know.
We'd still have to win.
Okay.
We still have to win, yeah.
NFL
100%.
rumor: 8 teams added to NFC and AFC, thus ensuring this is a play in the game for the Lions. That is the rumor floating around. We've been talking about it the whole show. If we hear something immediately, we're going to let you know. I have not heard definitive. It's a rumor, and I want to know as well. It could happen, though. It is a legit rumor. Pro Football Talk. A lot of other people are talking about it as well. #FGB, over and under, we get 3 holding calls and 2 pass interference or pass interceptions. Yeah, I'd say take the over. It's Green Bay. Ant-Man, we take the over.
We got to get that.
Smash the over. Get me Thor's hammer and smash the over.
Yeah. How many phantom calls occur? Probably 4 or 5. We know this. Man Bear Pig. Hey Mike, I like the idea of extending the playoffs to 8 teams to AFC and NFC. If we do it this year, do you guys think it should be in every deal? Well, they would have to switch things up. Maybe I think it'd go back to like the 1 and 2 seed having a bye week. I mean, maybe that's what it'd be. They'd have to probably mess with other games. If you can make it feasible, I don't mind it, because like right now, if you look at Seattle, Detroit, and Green Bay, one team, just because they got one more win in the NFC, would be over the other. I'm not a big fan of that. Just because, okay, well, I won one more NFC game, you didn't, you won an AFC game, that means I'm ahead of you in the playoffs. I think that's kind of bunk, but what do you think, Ant-Man? You shake your head, said no.
No, because, I mean, 1 in every 2 teams getting into the playoffs, it kind of takes away the incentive to get there. You know, having the smaller playoffs means you've got to be a better team to make it, and I just think diluting it down means you're going to get some real trash teams in there. I'm not for that. I'd sooner keep it as it is. I don't want to expand it anymore.
Now, I can say this, though, to you for back. What about the NFC South? Those trash teams are getting in there. They're going to win the division, and it's going to be a bad team.
Yeah, they're going to win the division at 8 wins.
Maybe just take automatic conference winners out of it. Maybe don't give them the opportunity to do so. You've still got to play well. I don't know. Yeah.
What do you think of the format will be if there is an 8-team playoff? I believe no one has a bye week.
Nobody has a bye.
I think that's what it would be.
You just
no one has a bye
quarterfinals,
week.
semifinals, finals, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. Just like fantasy football.
Yep. See, if Micro Mike were a pat you on the back, you would list it on your resume. Hey, man. Let's give me some love there, man. List that bad boy on my resume. Let's see. Oh, man, I got to find all these. This is all the questions that I've missed. Give me a question, hashtag. I got to find them in the comment section. Regular season, hashtag receivers. Here you go. Who will Green Bay put on JMO on 4 and 5 receiver sets? How do you like JMO's chances? I like JMO's chances really well. If they're doing 5 wide and like you're really hurting their like you're spreading their defense around, so I love it. We got players all on this offense that can make plays. 3 tight ends, 2 running backs, and all the receivers can make plays. So I love the idea, whether it be Jameson Williams or anybody else, Mark.
Yeah, man. You know, if you're going to go 4 or 5, you just, you know, this is the O-line to do it with. They have a pretty strong O-line. You just got to be really careful, though. You got to protect Goff because, you know, guys will be coming with not many guys in the field. So just be careful. I like JMO's chances there. You know, he hasn't gotten going, obviously, as a Detroit Lion just yet, but we've seen 2 times with him with the ball in his hand. One was a touchdown, and then one was the end around, and he's different with the ball in his hand. So if you get the ball in that kid's hands, man, I think he's going to be special for years to come.
Ant-Man, should we re-sign Jamal Williams?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, as long as the price is right, but we lament the lack of veteran leadership on this team and good veterans. He is one of those. It's not just his play on the pitch. It's the leadership he shows. You've absolutely got to keep him here. He epitomizes what this team is, so you 100% keep him.
Hashtag Mike, what will be the narrative be when Goff outduels Rodgers in a big way and the Lions win at Lambeau Field in the cold? Here's the narrative. Aaron Rodgers played a bad game, and the Packers squandered it. That's what it will be. The Lions won it. That'll be the narrative, Mark.
I don't have nothing to do. Yeah, it'll be all Aaron Rodgers, you know. He's getting old. And stuff like that. That's what it'll be. They won't give us any credit.
You know what the crazy thing is, though, is Goff is the better quarterback right now, but no one will admit it.
He is the better quarterback.
Jared Goff is playing better football than Aaron Rodgers is, and that is a true statement of fact, and no one will admit 100%. It.
It's 100%
So if
fact.
he wins, if he goes and outduels Aaron Rodgers, the narrative should be better quarterback wins on the day. Should be, but like you guys have said, it'll be Green Bay squandered, Green Bay were bad, Green Bay's problems, not Detroit just been a good football team.
Oh, yeah. For sure, man.
Yeah, 100%. How you liking the one pride in prime? I love being in prime time. The players love being in prime time. I like it. This is our last game of the year, and we finally get a prime time game. So let's change some narratives. I don't care what the media says in this one. The Lions, I want to come out hungry and beat them. Also, there's a narrative going around that, it's automatic win for the Packers. But the Packers, in the last couple of years of the playoffs, have been falling short in Lambeau Field. And this is kind of like a playoff game. Man.
Yeah, they've shown that they're chokers under pressure at Lambeau Field against teams that everyone says, oh, it's cold. Where the hell did Tampa play? Where did San Francisco play? They don't exactly play in the Arctic Circle, do they? They're two warm weather teams, not used to playing in those conditions, and they came and killed them. And like I said, we have the San Francisco West Coast style offense going that the Packers hate so much. So I just see it been a really big advantage for us in this game. They hate dealing with all the motion and the heavy run game mixed in with a dangerous pass game as and when you need it. They can't deal with it. So, yeah, I think it suits us.
I'm not saying he's better, Dr. Detroit, than Aaron Rodgers, but he's played better this year. And his stats show it than Aaron Rodgers.
People don't listen to that statement. People don't listen to that statement. Right now, Jared Goff is playing better football than Aaron Rodgers right now, and that is an undeniable fact. He is the better quarterback,
but he's
right now.
If you put Aaron Rodgers in our offense, maybe has way more stats and everything. You could
even make the case that he's better than Cousins. He's having a better year than Cousins. You can even make that case. And we're all not Jared Goff fans here, but he is having a fantastic year. He's having a fantastic year, and he could have been voted to the Pro Bowl. He could have 100%. He's
got more yards. Jared Goff's got more yards, more touchdowns, less interceptions, and his QBR is higher. So that's just what's going on. Now, if you take Aaron Rodgers and you put him in Detroit and you take Jared Goff and put him in Green Bay with the weapons, would it flip? It probably would flip. Probably would be. So I'm not saying he's the better quarterback, but he has played better. I mean, that's just
facts.
Facts of the situation. You are not saying he is a better quarterback, bro. He is playing well, but not. He is playing better right now this year than Aaron Rodgers.
Is he just not getting it? Is he just not getting it, or what, man? Like we're not saying
he doesn't think
better,
it's true.
Man. And we're not saying
Jared
he's overall
Goff is playing better football. And us three were getting panned for our Jared Goff comments earlier in this season. We were getting embarrassed by others and everything. We are not Jared Goff stands, and even I can admit that he is playing better football. That Aaron Rodgers is turning it over, 11 interceptions on the season, a lot of incompletions. He is not playing well. Jared Goff has shredded 6 of the last 7 defenses he's come up against. He's playing better football. It doesn't mean he's better than Aaron Rodgers. Christ, one's going in the Hall of Fame, one's going nowhere near the Hall of Fame. But right now, Goff is better.
Let's do a comparative really quick.
That's okay.
Let me get the comparative.
That's okay. That is okay.
Yeah. So Jared Goff has 4,214 yards passing. Aaron Rodgers has 3,490 yards passing. So 800 more yards. Then you have Jared Goff. Let me get in here. He has 29 touchdowns in the NFL, and Aaron Rodgers has 25 touchdowns in the NFL. Jared Goff has 7 interceptions. Aaron Rodgers got 11 interceptions. QBR for Aaron Rodgers is 39.6. The QBR for Jared Goff is 62.6. So everything across the board is better. Now, again, like I said, if Aaron Rodgers to be on this team with this offense, with Ben Johnson and these weapons, it probably would flip. I'm not going to argue that. I'm just saying he's just playing better. I'm not saying, like he's the better guy or anything.
Quarterback overall, career-wise. Right.
Yeah, it's not career-wise.
Career-wise, it's not even close. No, we're not saying that.
As much as I hate Aaron Rodgers, that's not even close.
Yeah, we hate Aaron Rodgers, but the man is going into the Hall of Fame.
First ballot.
Day one.
That's a first ballot. Hashtag backdoor entry. Our offense has been immense this year. Our offense has been a stud. And that's my fear, man. If Ben Johnson leaves, gets a head coaching job, Does our offense kind of fall back to earth next year? What do you guys think on this? If
The thing is,
Dart Twerk, damn you, you son of a bitch.
you've got
I missed it. I missed that.
Look at the comment. I don't know
I'm
that,
at
man.
Dart
I would
Twerk.
not know. I'm not gonna go there. I don't know. Ah,
The
Dart
avatar
Twerk
is
always
perfect,
with
dude.
that
The
stuff,
avatar
man.
is perfect.
he's got a better looking missus as well. So
Hey,
got
that's
Big Bird
facts.
up
Hey,
there.
that's a
Got Big
win.
Bird
That's
up
victory,
there.
regardless of his career. He's already winning. He's winning
He's
for
already
sure.
won. He's won.
Are you guys afraid though, if Ben Johnson leaves, somehow gets a head coaching job somewhere, that our offense kind of falls off? I'll let Mark go
A little
first,
bit.
and then Ant-Man.
I am a little bit. I know Jared Goff and Ben Johnson have pretty much been like, the mastermind behind this. Ben Johnson's been the catalyst. I do get it. And, you're going to bring in another guy and he's going to want to change things up a little bit to make it his offense. So I'm a little bit concerned, but I'm still, Jared Goff being the professional that he is, man, he's going to want to keep a lot of the same stuff. So they're going to have to figure that out. But it does concern me a little bit, 100%, because you don't want some guy coming in and just flip-flopping this whole offense and making it something different. Like, what if this guy wants to turn Jared Goff into something he's not? I think Ben Johnson, he sees this. He knows what he has in Jared Goff, and he makes it, and he kind of caters to him. So he knows.
We got 300 people in the building. If you have not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you not hit that like button, go ahead and do that. We hit over 100 likes, so I got to do my ultra combo real quick. Get this up. Let me get this up.
Ultra Combo!
Thank you so much for getting over that 100 likes, and
Oh.
we really do appreciate it. This is a good question here. Psycho, Billy Demon. We'll go Mark. We'll go Ant-Man, and then myself. What cornerback would you guys go for in the draft? Mark, there's a lot of good quality cornerbacks in this year's draft. A ton. And we'll have an opportunity, whether it be at pick 6 or at 18 right now, to get some good ones. What do you think?
Yeah, man, I really like Kelly Ringo. I like Ringo out of Georgia. I really like Joey Porter Jr. out of Penn State. There's a couple guys, Gonzalez. I know my favorite's probably Porter, though. I think he's a little bit, he's one of the I think the better cover corners in this draft. So, one of those three guys, man, Gonzalez, Porter Jr., or Ringo. So, but Porter Jr. is probably my favorite just by a little bit.
What do you got going there, the Ant-Man?
Devin Witherspoon's my guy. For me, he's the best man coverage corner in this draft. It's not particularly close, in my opinion. I could be wrong, but we play a high percentage of man coverage here. So you need someone who that's the ultimate first skill with them. You're bringing him from the Illinois defense. With Kirby, they emphasize ball hawkishness. They emphasize getting the ball back, hard hitting, good tackling. It's coming from a very good system. And like I say, he plays heavy man, which is exactly what we need. So I'd be over Devin all the way.
The Ritz, appreciate it. Says Sweet Channel. I'm enjoying the show. Just sub. Thank you. Really do appreciate it. I like Gonzalez a lot. I think he would be a good, but it's hard to go wrong. I think it's a really good draft where you got value there. Porter, I think they should go early. I think, especially with Jeff Okudah, potentially, I'm really watching him in this game. I know, obviously, we're wanting to win the game, but a side note, a side news thing for me is what are they doing with Jeff Okudah in this game? Because the last 2 weeks has been odd. His time's getting reduced. And if it's reduced again in this game, you have to wonder if he's in the plans for the future. It's not Brad Holmes' guy. And if that's the case, a cornerback may become the number one need for this football team, Ant-Man.
Yeah, potentially. But it's also a room where you need a lot of depth as well. So even if Okudah does play well, you still need a third guy in there. And like I say, I think you still really need that ultimately really good man coverage guy in there. So we are just blessed to be in a draft where there is a hell of a lot of talent available. There are 5 or 6 guys who I think would fit on this team pretty well, and we don't have to trade up for them. We don't have to waste any unnecessary draft capital. They're just going to be there. So, You know, we picked a good year, but I think you've got to get depth at your corner position regardless. It's one of the hardest positions to learn. You need plenty of talented guys there.
They may have to get one in free agency too. I mean, if that's the case, because
sure.
do you really want to get, like, say you draft 2 corners, do you want to rely on them 2 rookie corners next year when you're trying to win the NFC North? Possibly not. So if that's the case, I don't know what they're going to do with the Kuda, but it is something you got to watch. Like, what the hell are they doing with this guy?
And you're going to take one look at the schedule. You've got to take one look at the schedule next year. You're away at the Chargers. You're away at the Chiefs. Potentially away at the Ravens. You are up against a lot of elite passing teams next year. So, yeah, next year is not a year to have a bad secondary.
No, and like I said, I want to win the NFC North next year. I think they can. And you got to get better defensively.
Look at the away schedule.
You have to. Look
at the road slate next year. It's rough next year.
But I'm not saying you got to draft a guy in the first round. I am 100% okay with whatever Brad Holmes does. He found Jerry Jacobs, undrafted free agent. So I'm a full-on Brad Holmes, and I trust. Whatever draft pick or player he gets, I'm fine with. Even if it goes astray and it's something that I didn't expected, what I've seen from this guy is he knows what the hell he's doing. I will take his advice over my advice. No doubt about it. I mean, you find James Houston, you find Jerry Jacobs, you find Brock Wright, you find Shane Zylstra, you find these guys that you would never even heard of, and they're really doing a good job contributing to this football team. So I'm going to take his advice definitely over my own. So in Brad Holmes, I trust, and I think that's fantastic for us to say. It's been a long time for Lions fans to say, you know what, I trust what our executive is going to do by getting us talent, because he knows what the hell he's doing, and it is shown. So whatever he does, even if he takes a cornerback later, I'll be looking at that corner like, holy crap, like, is this guy going to be really good? Because it's possible. Hashtag FGB, how good is the pass blocking for Karen? And predict how many sacks he'll get. Very good, actually. They're 11th per PFF in offensive line. They've done a really good job this year in protecting him. So it's going to be, how are they going to attack this offensive line? This ain't the Chicago Bears offensive line, so maybe they're going to do some blitzes on there. I know a lot of us gets nervous about that because the blitz has killed us. But at the same time, Aaron Rodgers is not that mobile quarterback that we've seen like a Justin Fields, to where you blitz and he's just going to go down there and gut us. So it's going to be a tough one. It is.
Yeah.
So if Goff plays better than Rodgers in 2023 in back-to-back seasons, would it make him better at that point? Yeah. I think it would. Well, you're looking at Aaron Rodgers at
not all time.
40 years
not
old.
all time. Yeah.
At that time.
Not all time.
Not the whole career, but at that time, yeah. I mean, I'm going to say Jared Goff. Jared Goff is the best quarterback in the world. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to. I feel
like this guy's trying to poke.
Oh, I think he's really asking a question there. I'm totally cool with that. If he does play better, look, man.
Oh, no.
You got to show love where it's due. I'm not.
Exactly.
It's like, what I don't like is when you look at the Pro Bowl and they basically just do names just because of a name. You got to take an unbiased opinion, kind of look at it that way, and then I think that'd be the same thing with Aaron Rodgers, Jared Goff, or anybody else in the NFL.
Let's put it this way. Mike. Let's put it this way. Jared Goff is playing at a top 10 level, probably in all the NFL. We could probably agree on that, right? He probably is.
Yeah.
I think he's playing at a top 10 level. Does that mean that Jared Goff is a top 10 quarterback of all time?
No. All time? No.
It doesn't. No, it doesn't. It's year to year.
All time.
It's year to year.
All time.
And that's not even.
You know what I mean? No, that's what I'm trying to say.
Hall of Fame status.
We're not going to say that Jared Goff is a better quarterback overall than Aaron Rodgers if he goes back-to-back years having a better year than Rodgers. Rodgers is 38, 39 years old.
39.
That guy's ready to retire. He still can play, but my God, he's declined. He has. He just has. Father time has caught up to him a little bit.
He's
Jared
not
Goff is
Tom Brady.
28 years old.
Right? Yeah, he's not in a fountain of youth.
No, and that's kind of why I've gone pretty hard on the issue of emphasizing that Goff is playing better than Rodgers at the minute, because everyone is writing us off in this game, right? Well, just stop and look at it from a neutral point of view. We have the quarterback who's playing better. We have by far the better offense, And defensively, yes, we're probably not as good as them at the minute, but our
they're
defense
better
has shown that it can be good enough to help us win games. So why is everyone just assuming Green Bay are going to roll us when we've got the better quarterback and the better offense? It's just not.
Yep.
It's just not going to be that case. That's why I'm making such a point of saying that Goff is playing better at the minute, because it's a big thing in regards to this game.
Yeah, man.
100%. And our defense.
Yeah, Aaron Rodgers is not having his normal season. He's definitely not this year. But they're focusing more on the run game as well. They're running the football a little bit more to help him out. And, for their wins, there's been a lot of turnovers. So for this game, I think the Lions got a better offense. The Packers got a better defense, special teams match. And, it can go either way. It's going to be a close game. It's going to be a close game. It's the NFC North. What's up, Purple Pocket Podcast? My boy, Marco Mike. Please beat the Whack Pack. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Love it, man. And hopefully we see the Vikings in the playoffs. I'd love to see the Vikings in the playoffs. Don't know if it happens. That'd be fun though. That'd be fun. Let's see. Who cares? I don't need the greatest all time. I just need a quarterback right now. Facts. 100%. I don't care how we win. Dude, if we was to win on Sunday 3-2, I'm happy. I don't care.
The thing is,
I don't care.
The thing is, the reason the Packers are winning games is because they're getting so many turnovers on defense. What's the one thing Jared Goff has been exemplary at in these last 5-6 weeks? He ain't giving the ball away at all. So it's even better that he's playing the way he is, because he ain't going to give them all the extra possessions that shoddy offense needs to score points.
And that's a good pun, Dr. Detroit Eagles with a Hurts quarterback, Jalen Hurts. So that is a good pun. How many offensive players do we draft? I think I would probably say it will be 3. I'll give it 3. Gonna need a guard. Okay, a guard's a need. It's not a want. It's a need. Like, you can't have rotation on the right side like we've seen all year. They probably go running back, whether, somewhere in there, and maybe, a late round quarterback to be a second string. That's a possibility, something like that. And the rest, I think, will be defense. But make no mistake, guard's a need. Like, y'all want to see the rotation again next year? Hell no, I don't want to see that rotation again.
Yeah, I like Evan Brown, but I don't, I think he's a good quality backup. I don't really want to see him starting every week. I think he's a good quality backup, though.
The thing is, Hal's going to be fit next year. So he's back. Yeah. Our actual right guard. So you've got to kind of make the choice there. So
if he comes back. Yep.
I don't think it was too bad, was it?
I think they'll cut Big V. I think it's potential they're going to cut him.
Save a lot of money if they do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, so that's another thing. There's a couple, headlines that we got to watch this offseason. Jeffrey Okudah, Big V. I think it's guaranteed Brockers get cut. Charles Harris gets cut. So that's going to free up money. But those two there, that's also going to be a headline. Like, what are they going to do there? If Big V is healthy and he can come back, I wouldn't be opposed to him coming back. But it can also save them money by just drafting a guard in the 4th round or something like that, or 3rd round, whatever. I know they don't got a 4th round pick right now, but maybe they trade up, trade down. I don't know. But that's an option. Hot take: NFC North will be the strongest conference in the NFC. Yeah, it could be. I mean, it's questionable. You got the Vikings, you got the Lions, and you got the Packers, depending on what they do there with their quarterback's position. And then you got the Chicago Bears pulling up in the rear.
Yeah. You lost me on the Bears, though. Yeah, he lost me on the Bears. I think they're in a lot of trouble, man. But you watch that game, man. That game against us, man. You could see every single.
Man, they can't throw the football.
They're a bad football team, bro. That's bad.
I love what Fields bringing on the run game, but the guy can't pass the football for the life of him.
Bro, he can't throw a ball to save his life, man. It's troubling. If I was a Bears fan, I'd be really, really concerned about that. He needs to learn how to be a quarterback before he's a running back, because that's exactly what he is. He is a running back pretending to be a quarterback. That's exactly what he is, right?
I don't know what's going on. Like, he's not seeing the field because, like, it just is what it is, man. He's having a rough one right now. What do you think about Justin Fields' future? For me, it's like he's got to throw the football, man, at some point. You can't just run every play.
I don't think he's proven jack so far.
Yeah.
I think Bears fans have been so starved of good quarterback play for so long that they've forgotten what standards are. I think their standards are a lot lower than everybody else's. And don't get me wrong, he could be a really good quarterback, but right now he's proven nothing. So they need to invest in him next season. They're probably going to pick defense first in the draft. Then they've lost their top second-round draft pick, so it's going to be a while till they're going to get a pick in there. They can't keep picking up receivers and O-linemen for him. They need a brand-new offensive line, a brand-new wide receiver core. And he might get badly hurt in the meanwhile. You've seen how badly we knocked him around. He could be seriously hurt before he becomes really good.
Folks, we've been on for an hour, and we're about to get here and get off. Again, I'll be on Woodward Sports here in about an hour. So if you want to hear me talk again about our Detroit Lions, I'll be on there. Tomorrow, got a video dropping with Brandon Perna from That's Good Sports. Cannot wait to do that one. Real super excited. So we're going to do a collab. Make sure you guys subscribe to Mark Orm from Orm's Forum. So if you're watching and you haven't done it yet, subscribe to his channel. And we need to get Roar to Lions UK to 1,000. Subscribe to their channel. Ant-Man is one of the best analysts out there. And awesome. he's underappreciated. We need to get their channel up there. Ant-Man, you got anything to say?
Really, just thanks for having me on again. I always enjoy chatting with you and Mark, and hopefully we get to celebrate big time this weekend. I'm just really looking forward to this. So enjoy your weekend, One Pride. I fully believe in this team that we can go there and get it done, and I'm looking forward to spending Monday sticking the finger up at every media outlet person, everyone who doubted this team, and enjoying some good times. So, yeah, have a good weekend, everyone, and hopefully we get the right result.
Mark, man, what do you got to say? Tell them about your channel, what you do.
Yeah, man, thanks a lot. Thanks, Ant-Man. Thanks, Mike, man, for having me. Love it. Love being on the show. Thanks, everybody in the chat. Don't forget to subscribe to everybody on this panel, man. We all enjoy the content. But thanks a lot, guys. My videos, I put videos out every day, every other day about Detroit Lions. I'm talking big time about the Lions, and just trying to cover them as best as I can. I think we have a good shot to win this week, guys. We need everybody in Honolulu blue and silver, man, to be screaming from the rooftops, man, for this game. Haven't heard any news about what's going on with the 8th seed, but let's just take care of business. Let's go out and win in Lambeau.
Again, be doing a really cool collab tomorrow, so if you want to see some lovely stuff, be on That's Good Sports. Tomorrow, me, Brandon Perna, we're going to crush this game. You can follow him on Twitter. You can follow him on YouTube. We are breaking it down. We're going to have a lovely, lovely time. With that said, folks, adios.
Searching for greatness in a sea of the dying and shameless, a sea of the aimless. I don't wanna be one of the nameless. I'ma wake up with the mindset that one day I'm gonna make it, and I don't think I'll be fine if I don't break my limitations. Don't try to stop me, I exist to write my own story. I'll make a decision if I want some peace or if I want the glory. Yeah, don't want a life that is complacent or possibly boring. I just want a life that is worth every day exploring.
My whole life I just wanted someone who would notice me. My whole life I just wanted to be somebody to be. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna be great. Yeah, I just wanna